Alright, one more try. Oh, that was a good one. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back. So, just messing around with the driver's door for a minute here. You really gotta slam it. These Weatherstrips are so tight, but the window wedges right up in there. So I think the driver's side's really good. Passenger side we have to change. So I wanted to open the back because it has been, you know, almost a full day since I installed it. I'm a little nervous. I didn't quite get it down in the corners over here, but hopefully it doesn't come out of the corners. I put a lot of glue, so we'll pop the hatch. It looks like it came up pretty good. And as long as that glue holds in the corners, we should be good. Can't imagine it'll spend that much time with it popped. It's held in good here. This corner looks pretty good. So I think we'll be okay with that. It is a little bit hard to close still, but that's because everything's you know, getting set up. And it's got to get squished down, you know, needs some time. Needs a little bit of time. So we'll fix this later, defroster. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get to doing the door on the passenger side. I did the driver's door so I could kind of know what I was getting into to show you guys. And then I'll do the passenger door over here. So I'm going to show you guys the process of taking the door panel off. It's not too difficult. You just got to know where all the screws are. And that'll be it. So we'll get into doing that. We'll change the window scraper, which I think helps to hold the window in and push it into where it's got to go. So with that, we'll be able to renew this weather strip on the door too, which honestly isn't in the worst shape, but I have them, so I think we're just going to do them. And we got to take it off to do the window scraper anyway, so might as well do the molding. So I'm going to rip that off, and I'll show you guys my process. So real quick, guys, I'll show you the basic rundown. Is you got two Phillips in here, you got one behind the handle right over here, and you got one behind this, which you have to get something in here and pry this light down, and then you also have one in here behind this, which you got to go in here and sort of pop this thing off of there. And then there's one, can't see it, but it's behind that little rod there. So you got to get that one, this one, these two, and then all these clips on the bottom. And then there should be a screw here, but mine, actually no, maybe that's only on the driver's side. Maybe that was like a hack fix that they did, because there was like a screw hole on the driver's side is all in there. And the driver's side also had a screw up through the top here, which doesn't seem to be here on that one. So somebody broke the driver's door panel and used screws to hold it in. So I don't know. There's some sort of clip that's supposed to be here. We're gonna have to see how to fix that in the future, I think. I may just put it on again for now, but I have to fix those loose door panels someday. But yeah, for now I'm just gonna yank the door panel off, and then I'll probably just shut the door. And you know, I'd like to leak check this thing. I was gonna put the new weather strip on and leak check it, but I just don't know if I'm gonna get to do that today before it rains. So I'll just close it up and I'll see if it leaks in its current state. But this strip looks pretty good, like I said, and definitely hard to close. I'll see how hard it is to close today, but see how it's kind of tucked up there, and you can see the red quarter panel. The factory one was a little bit more down, so we'll see exactly. I don't know. I think it's okay, but I wish I had put it in the corners first. So just take that as a lesson. Put it in the corners first, and then you end up stretching it. So I don't know. It's difficult to say, but I think if you put it in the corners first, you're better off, and then work your way around from there. So yeah, this thing, almost there. Almost there. This door shuts so hard on the driver's side, it doesn't even make sense how hard it shuts. So yeah, somebody had screwed something through here, so we may try to make something else for that, but the door panel does look like it's pushed away somewhat. I don't know if that's how it's supposed to be. Maybe some of you guys know, but yeah, we're getting there. I'm gonna have to slam this thing real good, show you guys how it shuts, but you really gotta jam it. Like, it's scary, but when you do, it closes nice, and seems like tucks in like it's supposed to underneath. Over here, maybe okay. I think it'll be good though. So we're just gonna make sure I think every time I shut it, I'm gonna try to do this to make sure this guy is outside the glass. I don't know if it's gonna wear it out or not, but that's kind of how it needs to be underneath. So yeah, I'll just have to play with that. I may close it with the window open for car shows and things like that. Just gonna have to play with it. It's an old car, aftermarket Weatherstrips. Doing this on the cheap. Got these for pretty cheap, honestly. I was surprised. But between that and the hatch, let's see how bad this is to close today. Not that bad. I could do it with one hand. So I think this thing's all gonna come around, guys. We just gotta let it sit in the sun, bake these new strips in. I'm gonna try to glue this right now, maybe. That's my one concern here. I'm gonna put some glue on there, and then I'm gonna throw a clamp on here. Try to squeeze that for a few hours and see if we can get that to stick. Because I busted the thing, guys. I busted the thing. It's pretty sad. Maybe I could fix it somehow. Not sure. Putting something through there. I'll try to fix that, but we'll try to glue it for now. If that doesn't work, then we'll address it later. But just know that these Weatherstrips don't have any plastic in the back to reinforce like some do. So definitely you end up tearing through it a little bit in some cases, so good to know. So I got my door panel off. It was a lot easier than I said. It only had like 2 screws in it. Somebody didn't put it all the way back together, but whatever. Some of the clips are missing in the door panel. This thing's been molested, as they say. Somebody's just hacked this car apart and together. Probably numerous times. I don't know what was repaired or what was done, probably from all the paint work. The whole car was painted, so I assume everything was taken apart to do that. I don't know that like they did a restoration or what, but this whole car was totally taken apart. Everywhere I go, I find signs of people breaking stuff. So that's fine, but we'll go in there and fix what we can. And I'm not going to fix everything. It's not going to be a collector's item. I just want it to be functional and not look bad. So anyway, the driver's side closes really good. This window is all nicely bowed out now. Pretty crazy how much of a difference it makes with that new weather strip pushing back on the window. But it is a nice tight seal, and we're sealed really well over here. You got to slam this door so hard. When you do, it seals very nicely. We got our new window scraper. I don't know, I think I already said all this, but I'm really excited about all that stuff. Anyway, I'm gonna go back to the other side now. The door panel's off. I'm gonna clean it right now, and I'm gonna play a round of golf. But after that, I will get back to work on this. So, just did some cleaning in the door jamb, and to do the window scraper, I don't believe you have to pull the window. I did the other side without doing it. Maybe it's easier to do with pulling the window, but I don't really want to take the glass out if I don't have to. The adjustment is interesting. You have some things here that can push on the window to adjust it, and I didn't realize that's what it did on the other side. You can loosen these and push on the window. So maybe I'll have to do that on the other side. It seems like it closes really hard. If I continue to have a problem with it, I'll take the door panel back off and see if I can adjust some of those window guides, because that's really what it is. And that's how the window gets scratched too, because the guides get all full of dirt and debris and they scratch the crap out of the window. You can see it's going on a little bit right over here. This window is pretty scratched. So you can see the old window guide that was on the driver's side. This is the guide rubbing on the window. So it's just sandpaper on the window. It's really bad. And so when you have something like that and you keep going up and down with the window, it gets kind of to this point where, I don't know if you guys can see that. I know you can see it. This window is wrecked. So I'm gonna see if there's anything I can do to buff this out or try to make this look a little better. You guys let me know in the comments if you know of anything that will help fix these glass scratches. I don't know if I could just buff it or hit it with something that will make it better, but yeah. I think we have good, pretty decent weather strip seal all along. I think, well, here's my only issue here is down here. I don't know if the window's out of adjustment. Maybe there's adjustments that can be done with the window regulator assembly. But we'll start by seeing if it leaks. If I gotta make an adjustment, we'll worry about that later. Alright, so it warmed up a little bit, less rainy. I don't think we're gonna get the rain like I thought. So I'll show you guys what I'm doing. I got the window rolled down. Kind of a complicated mechanism. I'm gonna try not to mess with it that much. And all I'm gonna do is change the window scraper, even though this one's not actually that bad, but we got a new one. I put a new one on the other side. This should keep the window from getting all scratched up, because we won't let it get as dirty. But I'm probably gonna take off this weather strip right here. You know, the screws are kind of rotted. I'll pull off these two, peel the weather strip off, and then we have some rivets we gotta drill out. So I think there's gonna be one on the end here. Actually looks like there isn't one on the end. So no rivet there. Yeah, it looks like maybe they did not rivet this piece on actually at all. That's funny. So this one has definitely changed because they're not riveted on. So we'll rivet the new one on. This will come right off. That's funny. So I'm gonna yank that off. You just gotta kind of tug on it. See how it's coming off already, and it'll just come out of the clips there. It's funny because I just put the other side on and I riveted it on. It looks like whoever did this one before did not. Hard to do with one hand, but no, here we go. Just kind of comes right off. So we should get the other one to fit a little better behind the window and everything. So I'm gonna work on doing that now. So I put one rivet in just to show you guys what you're normally dealing with. You normally have one rivet here, and one rivet here. But this has already been replaced, and somebody just decided they wouldn't rivet it. Must have been from the body work. They must have did some work on this side here. And yeah, so they did not rivet it back in. That's probably why the window is sloppy and weird on this side too. I don't feel like anything's loose, but we'll just see how it closes now with these new scraper moldings on the outside. These little guys go in the grooves. There's all these little metal brackets here, and these little tabs here are what go in the little slots, and these are where you rivet through. So this one wasn't really that bad, but we're changing it because we have one and we got rivets to put in it. Came with the rivets, so I'm gonna put these guys in. So you kind of want to send it in at an angle this way, get those tabs to bite. And I've just been bashing it down. It really is hard to get it to seat, and I feel like this one almost isn't seated on the other side and this side. It sits okay. Once the rivets are in, it should be okay. It looks good front and back, but in the middle it's bulged out if the windows are down, but it's fine. You know, it's aftermarket parts, and it can only fit so good. I didn't spend money to get the OEM parts, so can't really complain about not the best fitment, but it fits pretty good, so I'll take it. So we're gonna go ahead and finalize this here. But yeah, this car's hammered. Anything's an improvement. So this looks good along with everything else. So I'll show you guys how I clean up for the weather strips after. Hit it with a little alcohol. I put a little dab on each of the little guys. You gotta pop them in, and they're really difficult. All these little Christmas tree retainers. This is how they pop out. I got the old weather strip over there, but a lot of them stayed in, so I used a pair of pliers to grab them and yank them out all the way around. There's many of them, and they were stuck in there really good. So yeah, kind of not so fun, but it's the last weather strip we're gonna do, and then we can leave this thing outside in the rain and see how she does. But I put this back on so we could go up and down with the windows over here to work on it. And so I'm gonna do my rivets now, and we'll put the window up, and we'll start putting our new weather strip on. So confusing. Oh, like this. Yeah, my bad. Alright, I'll be okay. Yeah, it's supposed to fit over there like this. So we will go ahead and hit the whole bottom section here. Weather strip adhesive. This area, this area too. And then on our first little one there. And then we can line this guy up. Sort of slide them in place once we get it locked in the groove here. And I got this stuff all over me. Nothing new. Been getting all over me this whole time. We can start our 2 bolts, our screws, if you will. I'm leaving them a little loose just for now. Not all the way tight. Stretch it to our first one. And these things going really hard, guys. I had a tough time before. You kind of have to use a tool, get a stretch to it, and then use something to try to push it in. I'm going to do a little bit on each of these. Should help to make it easier, I would think. We'll get some of our adhesive on here. And over on the side too. Tighten my screws. Alrighty. We're all weather stripped up. So I put the door panel back on. Like I said, missing a bunch of screws. I just put it back together like it was. I imagine I'll be taking these door panels off at some point soon, either to adjust the windows or fix some sort of window issue, or I'm foreshadowing here. I feel like there's something wrong with this side, and the other side, the door panel is loosely held on, so next time I do it, I'll probably try to secure the door panel a little bit better. We'll see if it falls off. If it hangs in there and I don't have any problems, maybe I'll leave it, but you know, it's a almost 30-year-old car, 29-year-old car, so at this point, a lot of it's in rough shape. I've mentioned it before, so we may need to fix some stuff, but for now, everything's clean. I want to hit it with something that'll rejuvenate this a little bit, because it looks a little bit hammered and weathered. I might need to get some tints to keep it from getting any worse. So we'll maybe look into that. I don't know how easy it is to tint these windows. Probably not too bad. It's all got to be a custom edge on top. I don't want to do it because I've done it before. It doesn't come out that good. But now we got to shut the door, which is like the hard part. So I tried to do a little bit more blue tape on the side here where I was peeling, and now I'm going to slam the door on it. And last time I couldn't get the door to shut unless I put the window down. So we'll see if I can get it to shut now. And then I'm just going to leave this thing outside. And I'll check on it in a day or two. But yeah, we're going to see if the door shuts. I got one more thing to put on. Little lock actuator. Got to clean it. So as I go here, I pretty much just clean everything. My little brush. And then right before I put it back together. And that way everything's clean. I mean, it still needs, I think it still needs going through again with a different cleaner, but this is just like a preliminary clean. Now it just needs like a regular detail. I got clean the back sides of the door panels, all the dust that's all in there. You know, there's all kinds of dust on the inside of the door panel, never been cleaned. So when I have the door panel off, you clean inside of there, we clean inside all the dash pieces. So the amount of dust and debris in the car will be minimal. Not that that matters, but as far as allergens and airborne stuff when you're driving around, I mean, it's nice to not have all the crap in your vents and everything. I turned the blower on, it smelled good, so it's going to be a clean car when we're done. Fully gone through and cleaned and not moldy or anything like that, which is nice to know. So I'm going to shut the door like moderately hard, and we'll see if it wants to latch. Not quite. Just like the other side, we're gonna have to give it a good one. Still doesn't want to go. All right, one more try. Oh, that was a good one. Okay. So just make sure the Weatherstrips look good, which they do. Skyrim molding looks good. This one looks good. Yeah, we had a little bit here, but yeah, you just gotta slam it, and seems like that did the trick. So I'd like to see this thing leak water now. I really don't think it's gonna. I think we fixed our leak in the front, and we should be all set. So I like the way all the strips look. Hopefully nothing leaks. We just gotta wait for it to rain on this thing, and we'll go from there. All right, so it's been overnight, and I have not opened up the doors. This door was done a couple days ago, and let's see, still very firm to open. Weatherstrips look good, so I'm gonna see how hard I gotta shut it. Yeah, I didn't quite do it, so there we go. Slam it pretty good, and it will shut. I'll see if the other side's gonna be like that. I want to see if our taped piece of molding is gonna hold. A taped piece of molding. So once again, strong on the unlatch. I'll untape our stuff here. I'm anticipating this falling off. I don't think this Weatherstrips adhesive is going to be enough to hold this on. I guess we'll find out. We'll pull it off in a way that doesn't undo. Weather strip. Oh, look at that. It might have held on there, guys. Oh, we kind of made a mess over there, but that's okay. Wow. It stayed on. So this stuff's pretty impressive, this Weatherstrip adhesive, because all I did was tape, and now I took the pressure off, so we'll see. Hopefully, as long as the door stays shut most of the time, which I'm going to try to shut it now. We'll see how hard I got to shut it. This door panel's definitely coming off. I'm going to have to find something to hold that on. I don't know if that's going to play a role in this. Hopefully, I can slam this hard enough. Let's see. Oh, it wasn't even that bad. Well, that's great, guys. I was worried these doors were shutting too hard and everything, but it's good. And I can see, you know, the Weatherstrip seal. You can see where it's hitting the glass and leaving an imprint. So it comes all the way down, and I really think that we're going to have a good seal there. I know we're sealed here. Up here, I'm not sure, but I think that's more of an issue with my window fitment. And if I rock the window forward, I don't know if I can actually do that. I think it's the way the window fits, because it's got got a bit of an odd gap here, but it's overhung by this molding, so it shouldn't leak. And there was a guy that commented, my buddy Viking Trader there. Sounds like he's got a lot of experience with Corvettes. He was talking about this molding inside, which can also leak. This guy right here, which it seems super rotted, and it drips down here, and this is supposed to keep it from going in, but this thing is actually pretty crispy, so I think I'm gonna order some of these too. This is part of the Weatherstrips, and I didn't get it, so I should buy this as well. I'm gonna go look into what these are. I'm not sure, drip edge moldings or something like that. So I may put those on, because I could just hear how crispy it is in there, and I'm sure this is what's causing my leak, like he said. So hopefully he's right about that, or hopefully he's wrong and this fixes it, but he's probably right. So we're gonna try to get some of those coming too. And see, that one didn't shut all the way. Yeah, you gotta shut it with a purpose, that's for sure. At least until they weather strips wear in. I'm just nervous about it, but the glass hits rubber everywhere, so it's not like the glass is gonna break. It's just, you know, you gotta slam it. So that's that, guys. I'm pretty excited about these weather strips. So this is going to be the end of the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the scraper molding and weather strip video. It really did a lot for this car. You could just see how nice the weather strips look. Scraper moldings. I mean, the door moldings don't look as good because you can't see them, but it's not as important to have those done nicely. But to have new window scrapers, you know, you're not going to get this scratch window thing going on. And yeah, just the whole thing all together, all the weather strips is really cool. So thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for the next video, where I think I'm gonna try to hit this thing with the hose right now, and A, leak check it, and B, clean it and see if we can get ready to do some buffing. I hear some thunder in the distance, so we might get some rain too on top of it, which will be good. So I'll pull it in to do the buffing. I'm gonna have to do one section at a time. I've been doing some research on how to do that. I've done it before, so just brushing up, and we should be good to clean the paint up on this. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be a really cool video. Can't wait to see what it looks like. I'm sure there'll be plenty of imperfections, but it's going to be at least shiny.